Hello and welcome back to 911 Scales. Today we are taking a look at the very latest Porsche Insiders model car. This year is a 1/43 scale 992 Carrera 4S to celebrate 25 years of Porsche Consulting. For you who's tuned in for the very first time, thank you very much. My name is Michael and here at 911 Scales we are exploring the Porsche world and specifically their model car twins. If you're interested in stuff like this and like to help me with spreading this passion, make sure to hit the subscribe button down here below. The great thing about these models is that they always have a story behind them. And before I'm taking out this macro lens here and we'll get up close to the model in 4K resolution, I will also discuss the story of this specific car and the model, and then in the end it is time to rate it in price, quality, details, rarity and significance. So here we have the second Spark 992 model which was made for Porsche. All the other models of the 992 were made by mini champs like the 992 Turbo S I already reviewed. And the first 992 Spark model was also Carrera 4S made for Porsche Leipzig as a Christmas Special Edition. And a link to that review and of the Turbo S are down in the description below, so make sure to check out also these reviews. This 1/43 scale model on the other hand was made for the Porsche Museum in Stuttgart, as it is indicated here on the box with the MAP in the Porsche part number, and that lets me hope that this model will also be sold to the public at some point in the future. The model was made, as it says here on the display plate, to celebrate 25 years of Porsche Consulting, which is a sister company of Porsche, founded in 1994 as a management consultancy. And it was founded, as I say, as a result of the successful reconstructioning of Porsche themselves. For you who's not familiar with it, in the late 80s and early 90s, Porsche was pretty much bankrupt and they are losing a lot of money in that time. Also their cars, specifically the 964, 928 and 993, they felt quite outdated and quite old compared to modern sports cars at the time. And in that time, they completely reconstructed the whole company, changed a lot in the management and production, and also their new product, the original box stand, the then newly first water-cooled 911, the 996. They shared a lot of parts and made the company profitable again. And without that reconstructioning, Porsche pretty much would not exist, especially in this amazing state in which they are right now. And yeah, just to give you a little context what this model also celebrates. Otherwise, the model is only limited to 1,000 pieces, as it says here on the display plate. But yeah, I suspect even though these are a lot of models, these were given away to the guests at the celebration event at the Porsche Museum. And yeah, Porsche Consulting is a fairly big company with 670 employees. Considering they maybe invited a few guests, then these models were all given away. But I hope that's not the case for us collectors and we can still get the hands on these models if they ever decide to sell them at the Porsche Museum in Stuttgart. Hopefully that will be the case, but yeah, I think chances are slim. But anyway, let's grab the camera and get up close to the model and inspect it. Let's start this time with the packaging of the model and something which is new. The box is furthermore wrapped in this thick paper which slides nicely off the box and indicates the turn from 2019 to 2020. The box itself is the standard gray box, which all models seem to get nowadays, but they at least included in the background their slogan, strategic vision, smart implementation. The model here at the front is like the Christmas edition, equipped with the sports design package, which gives the 992 overall a way more aggressive front end. And the model also gets the number plate of the real car, SPO2850, which brings me on to the bad part of this model, because it does not resemble the real car specification. The real car is not equipped with the sports design package and has also different wheels. It is equipped with the optional R Spider wheels, while the model keeps the standard Carrera S wheels. For me personally, models should always resemble the real cars perfectly, even to the tiniest detail. But from an aesthetical point of view, I would say that the model spec does look better, and it's only the second 992 model which is equipped with the sports design package in front and rear. The Belgian Legends edition had it only in the front. Link to that one is also added in the description below. But now let's continue and let's stick to that number plate here, which says Porsche Leipzig at the very bottom of the number plate, which I take as a small hint that Porsche Leipzig was involved in this model. Also, that would explain why it has exactly the same specification as their Christmas Edition 992. Then below the radar and the parking sensors we find a little Porsche Consulting logo here on the front splitter, and this is also in case on top of the bonnet with their slogan beneath it. All nicely done, and so are the optional Matrix LED lights here. Spark usually does all the details very nicely. On the side, the specific Porsche Consulting livery continues with the logo and slogan here, and also the Porsche Consulting website's address here in the rear window. The wheels, even though being the Wongrons, look very nicely with the Porsche crest in the middle, and so do the drilled disc brakes behind them. And the car is equipped with the optional black calipers, which I think is also the case on the real car, but it's very hard to see from the single picture Porsche published. A final detail is the Porsche Consulting here on the side mirror. The rear looks also nicely done, and I especially like how Spark does the new 992 rear light bar. I think that looks way better than the one from Mini Champs. Then in silver we have the 911 Carrera 4S designation, and again the number plate with the follow us on LinkedIn to each side, and then down below inside the specific sports design package rear bumper we find the blacked out sports exhaust. Looks all very nicely done. Finally, the interior. It is all black unfortunately, and there's also no leather stitching, which makes no sense then to show you the seats, so I'm just showing you the front of the dashboard with its instruments. These look very nicely done, and so does the steering wheel and the middle console, and also they've decided to keep the PCM screen just black so that it looks like the car is turned off. But then you could argue if the car is turned off, so must be the two screens to each side of the rev counter. But that's super critical. I would love have seen some more leather stitching in the interior and maybe some different colors than just black. So that the model does actually look different to the real car, in my opinion even better, isn't a huge deal, right? And considering our scores, it will not hurt it that much. But first, before we rate it, I want to thank the follower again who landed me this and many other models. This is just incredible. Thank you very much. A link to the video where I unpack all his super rare Porsche models is down in the description below. These were roughly 90 models worth 7,500 euros. Just incredible. Thank you very much. And now let's get to our point. First up, price. So this is very hard to judge. I think when they will pop up for sale, you will not get them below 80 euros, which gives this only a 6 out of 10. Quality is good. I haven't spotted any defects, giving it a 7 out of 10. Details are great, but I take 1 point off because the model does not look exactly as a real car. And also the interior is just black, giving it a 7 out of 10. Rarity with only 1,000 pieces. This is already a lower number for a model car. And so far I haven't seen any pop-up for sale, and I think it will be very hard to get your hands on one of those, giving it a 9 out of 10. Significance, even though this is an anniversary celebration model car, in its core it's just a 911 Carrera 4S, which is not a special car in itself, giving it a 4 out of 10. Which means overall that the 25 years of Porsche Consulting 911 Carrera 4S gets a 33 out of 50 and puts it here on our scoreboard. And with that, it sits in the middle of our scoreboard, but a lot higher than a normal 992 model would be situated in. Especially its rarity is something special. So what do you think of this model? Would you add it to your collection just because it is so damn rare? Personally, I'm sticking with my Christmas Edition 992 Carrera 4S. I think that looks better and here, but this is just a subjective opinion. I'm not a big fan of the livery of this model, but let me know in the comments below what you think about it. And before I'm sending you to my high resolution pictures at the end of this video, which always look awesome on a big screen in 4K resolution, so if you're just watching on your smartphone, make sure to watch the next video on a PC or on your television. Just looks so much better than on your little smartphone screen. If you're not already a subscriber, please make sure to do so. Makes me spread the passion for Porsche model cars way faster. And if you like the video, also drop a like, and as usual, if you're not already, have checked me out on Instagram at 911 Scales, make sure to do so. Thank you very much. That's it for now. Tune in next time when I explore the Porsche model car world in 911 Scales. Allah, ciao!